commenced tonight on the spot welding. So what have I done? Forgotten. I've tack welded it in. Why not tack welded it? I've put a few choice spot welds all over the place, and it's stiffened little Yorkie the shell up straight away. So you can see I've got the inner wings on, and I'll just show you where I've spot welded them. So I've chosen to leave the gusset plate off. So this plate here goes in, it slides in behind there, but I wouldn't have been able to weld the ear post, which is this, the spot weld ear post, to the inner wing. You got to get the spot welder through there and clamp through there. So you can see I put 1, 2, 3 there and one on the bottom. So now that the ear post and the inner wing assembly is joined, and that's solid. The ear panel isn't solid because that we've still got some movement in that, because it gets a weld across there. So that I'm hanging fire on, but as you can see now, just a couple of spot welds, it's got it solid. So we've welded across the top, got a spot weld there, and one down here, and then we've got the bulkhead married up, a couple of spot welds there, and I've mimicked the same on the other side. Just so we've got the 3 on this gusset, that's that done, and I've got 1, 2, 3, and again the same on here. This is all got 1 in there, 2, 3. So we've married up now. The bulkhead and the inner wings are married up now, and for the small amount of spot welds it's gone nice and tight and rock solid. Bulkhead up there is still moving about, so you can see the hinge there. So that just needs clamping. I've measured the gaps around the window aperture, so I know I'm correct there. So now what I want to do quickly is just put the doors back on, check the gap is sound, and then I can literally go for it. Spot weld right down here. I've got some holes in the areas that I can't reach for plug welding, holes under here for plug welding. So there'll be various types of welding tonight to get this all by the front clip on, and then hopefully the wings will go on, because hopefully I've already aligned the wings up and the front panel, so hopefully that'll all go back on the way it came off. Right, onwards and upwards. I'll get on with it. Right, the proof's in the pudding, as show this here. So doors are on, and we're still looking good with the gaps. That's looking fine. Right round. I'm getting obsessed with gaps now. That's the worst point over here. It's a bit tight. I'll figure that out when we change the skin, but I can sort that out. That's not a problem. That's all fine. I haven't even bothered putting the nuts and bolts on. Or the bolts are in, but not the nuts, but it just dropped into place. This side is superb. So obsessive about the gaps again, and we're looking good down there, and down there, and along the sill. I know now the doors fit, clamp everything up, tighten everything up, and I can get it all welded up now. Brilliant. And the front end will be tight. We'll get it back on its on the rotisserie. The plan is, once I've gotten the front tight and the wings on and everything, I can put it back on, put the jig back on for the rotisserie, put the airframe back in, and then we can spin it round. I'm going to turn it round and take the back off. So the back panel's got to be replaced in the boot. I'm going to do all that at the back, do the back rear arches, the quarters, all that. The last thing I'll do is the floor, but it's a bit small in the garage. I'm sure you've all seen by now how small it actually is in this garage. I do most of the work on the Mini at the front of the garage, so it needs spinning around to attack the back. So the front will be done tonight, spin it round tomorrow with the lads, and we'll attack the back. That's the plan. Just to show you the beauty of spot welding. Oh, hold on. Turn that off, that's a bit bright. Best thing in the world. So you set it up, So we've got different welding thicknesses, 0.6 mil, 0.6 mil sheet. So that's what I'm doing there. So set it on that default power, and it's pulsing rather than just a constant weld. On we go, just like that. Tommy Cooper, just like that. And 1, 2. And that's it. Factory welds, strong as you'll get. And now I don't have any prep to do to clean them down. I don't have to grind them down. Just give them a little tickle with the wire brush, and it's ready to paint over. I mean, bang for buck, this is the best bit of kit I've ever bought, definitely. Let's carry on doing a few more. I'll try and get them equal. I try and get them about 20 mil apart, just so it looks uniformed. I'll show you that. And that's it. That's the results. All spot welded. And you can see all the spot welds on the ear post. Try and triangle them across, because that's the way it's produced in factory. But you're very limited to where you can get the spot welder in, so I tend to go overboard with everything else. There's only one plug weld to do, where I put a screw in and a plug weld to do up here. So that's the gusset panel in. This is forming the ear post, so this panel forms the strength of the ear post. So now I've then got to plug weld all these, because I haven't got the tongs yet to get in and around the corner and clamp round this area. And then that goes, the bottom dash wheel goes up, welds in place, but I need a measurement of one of the shells from the bottom to the top dash wheel, so we can get that sighted. It's a better view. You can see the gusset panel missing there, like the strengthening panel. So I'm going to go around the corner and do that. That's what I'm trying to do, move from one side to the other. Still cracking on with the weldathon. So what we got here, we've done the spot welds down here, and we've done the plug welds up here, which connects the inner wing to the bulkhead, which me spot welder can't get into, so that's why I had to do plug welds. And then I also like to do a few extend welds down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done them. Same across there. And as you can see, I've got some tech screws in there, which has pulled the inner wing closer. There's 1, 2, all them holes to weld up. Then that'll be on. Last night I spot welded in the top dash wheel. So the top dash wheel's in, looking pretty. So just got to run the seam weld between the ear post, or the ear pillar, sorry, and the dash wheel. But I need to get the height correct from the top dash wheel to the bottom dash wheel, so that's all just loose still. And I've also spot welded in the gussets to strengthen up the ear posts. They all need plug welding to the inner wing, and then we just need to plug weld the heel board to the inner wing, or the flitch panel, the same on that side, and then get the bottom dash wheel in place, And then plug weld right along every hole along there. And along here. And then the little plates are made up there. You need plug welding. And then a seam weld along that. And then we need to finish the seam welds along here. Finish the seam welds along there. And eventually the welding will be done on the front, I think. And I can move on to the back. I'm going to try and mount the camera up somewhere so we can get a picture of me welding them in. Right, let's try and do that. Right, get me trusty stool over. Well, there. Go there, turn the gas on. The gas is already on. Oops, I left it on. Oh, there's my tools. Oh, marvellous. It was perfect.
Dance. I see it. Wait. What you wanna do when you hear the sound?
That's them all done. Round there. I've got the subframe bolted in. One of our spare subframes. Well, one of my spare subframes, yes. I know it's a injection subframe, but it's still a subframe. It can still carry the front end. That's what it's doing. I've just had the front end bolted on through the teardrops and come up with a snag. One of the heritage panels hasn't been finished correctly. So this edge here should be bent to a 90 degree and it isn't. So it's never plain sailing, even with genuine panels. I mean, they're brilliant, don't get us wrong, but you've still got to square them up every now and again. So I've got to dress that face to 90, so basically, so it looks like that. Because that was holding the front panel away and it was pulling the wing forward. And then I've also got to dress that little corner up there. I mean, that's pretty much standard mini. That is the way of the game, but I've still got to dress it up. Let's have a look at the corner on this one. Yeah. So for all the heritage panels, great, but we've got to remember that the dies that these are pressed from are from the 50s, 1959, the dies. So they were reworked, but they're still of an age where you've got to dress the panels and you've got to kind of make them fit. So that's where we're at the minute. All that's welded in, and I've dressed all the welds down today and dressed all the welds down up here. So there's a wing on the floor that's got to be prepped, so the paint's got to be took off the edges down here, and then these faces have to be flat and marry up with the faces of the A panel. So all that has to be dressed in. So making the two faces meet, right? That face where I'll show you. So where them two panels meet, they're not perfectly flat. from Heritage, so you've got to flatten them out and make them flat yourself. And then this panel, this section here, where you can see is already the paint's come off. That's got to be trimmed and dressed back and fitted, and then took back off and dressed again. So it's great saying Heritage panels are brilliant, which they are, but they've still got to be dressed and they've still got to be made to fit, just like any other panel. Just the process is a little bit quicker because they're a better fit to start with. Carry on. There we go. That's that panel dressed right, straightened out, and the 90-degree corner put on that. So now I can put the front panel back on.
What are you doing today then, Dad?
I'm having a little tidy out, and I'm marking for a bit of welding up because I'm being sad. I'm being a rivet counter. See my little marks on here. I'll be doing the same across here.
Why are you doing this?
So it looks neat.
Because you're a perfectionist.
Well, I don't know if it's perfection or if it's madness, but I'm marking out. Oh, they're too close together. I'm using 25mm marks for the spot welds on the wings. Getting ready to mark it out. Well, I'm getting ready to weld it in, so it looks neat, I think. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's just neat, or do you think it's just obsessiveness or sadness?
I don't know. Put your answers below in the comments. See what everybody else thinks. I think it's just sad.
Maybe I'm just a sad old man in the garage on his own.
Well, have you showed all your viewers your new light on your head?
Oh, we go, Junior, all right. Get expensive as out.
Wow. Oh,
Is it bright?
yeah.
Watch. Press that button.
Wow.
Watch this. Hey, I'm a Jedi. Pretty good, isn't it?
It's pretty cool, like.
So that's it. And look at that. Nice. That'll get tight at that gap.
Amazing.
This is almost done. Got these to weld up. What was that? Got these to weld up. Inner wings to weld to the front panel. And then the front end's all done. I might cut the floor out tonight. Might have a big cut-a-thon. Weld-a-thon first, then a cut-a-thon.
Wow.
Right, that's the end of another night in the garage and another welding session, a weld-a-thon. But it's ended on a high tonight because I've been doing some proper sexy ass welding and I just need to record it and show you. And also, we need to show you the end result of what I've been doing. It's on. Done. Fully tight. It's all back together. Scuttles back on. Everything. Seeing everything. The only things left to do are weld the inner wings on to the plates off the front panel. But I can't do that because the subframe's in, but it's all been spot welded in. Right down the wings. All nice and neat and tidy. Same down the other edge. You have to ignore the plug welds. There's a plug weld there. Ignore them. Oh, it's not hot. And these up here, these will get cleaned off. These are just where I had the tech screws in holding it when I was lining it up. But I had my guide marks on like how Isabel was calling us for early on. But I'm well impressed with it, and all the top dash rails in, the bottom dash rails back in, and just this has got to be the sexiest weld on the car to date. I mean that is just stunning. No one else is going to big us up, so I'm going to big myself up. I'm just out of the moon with that weld, so keep on coming back to them as well. Just over the moon with the gaps. We'll drop just a little bit of seam sealer right inside the edge so you can barely see it. but both gaps on the wings are like that now. Both welded up nice and tight. So even if we wanted to fill it, it shouldn't crack. That's a bugbear of mine. Oh, I hate it when it's filled and it starts to crack on the paint. Just not necessary. But that's the front end complete. I can now sleep easier. No, there's still a hell of a lot to do on this one, a hell of a lot. But if you are liking what you're seeing and you want more content, or you want us to do something else, explain the way we're doing it, or just make a comment. So put some comments below, give us a thumbs up, like and share, and just subscribe so we can carry on doing it. The more followers we get, the better it is for us, and it's the better for you. The bigger we can I don't know, the world is our oyster. So yeah, if you like it, just give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Right, time to go in. Cup of tea, I think.